Artistro acrylic paint pens. They say they're perfect for rocks, glass, wood, and paper. And these are the extra fine 0.7 millimeter 42 marker set that I'm going to crack open here today. So come check it out and see if it works on wood. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. My name is Kristina Moyer, and I'm an artist specializing with acrylics, but I am diving deeper into some other mediums as well. I'm really interested in doing more watercolor and pastels. I have seen some incredible pastelists, and I'm kind of like, yes, I gotta try that. So that is coming up in future videos. But for today, we're going to focus on using these acrylic paint pens, and they're a fine tip. You can get them in extra fine, which is what these ones are. They're extra fine, or you can get fine, which is 1 millimeter, or medium at 1 to 3 millimeters. So these ones are 0.7 millimeters. And on the back, it even says more. You can rock, ceramic, metal, wood, porcelain, fabric, glass, stone, paper, and more. Fabric. Ooh, that would be fun. I wonder if you could use these on shoes. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so it says all you need to do is shake, then press, and then draw. I did find that these, in comparison to Posca paint markers, or pens, I should say, is that you do have to pump these ones a little bit more, it felt like, but these were also sitting on the shelf for a while, so a few months, so that might affect that as well. I'm not exactly sure. So shake them up, press them, and then I do recommend using like a sketchbook that is for multimedia to kind of get the markers ready before you go right into a project, because you don't want a puddle to happen. If you've seen my video where I was testing out Posca paint pens for the first time, it was my first time with acrylic paint pens of any brand. So it's always good to try it out in your sketchbook first. Otherwise, you might ruin a project, and you don't want to do that on more expensive material, such as these wood cookies that some people call. So I'm doing a cute little cat here, and it's kind of peeking out at the audience, at the viewer, from wherever you might see. The background will give you some more indication of kind of the setting. But instead of using the paint pens for painting the whole face of the cat, since it's a black cat, I thought, let's just use some gesso. So this is Liquitex black gesso. And what's great about a gesso, it's very opaque. It has good coverage. So if you're wanting to cover up something, a gesso is a really useful material to have. So if you're working in acrylics, having a white gesso or a black gesso or both can be very helpful if you're wanting a really opaque material. So that just made it a bit faster and just more sensible. So now we're getting into the colors. This one's kind of this tan gold color that actually mimics the background, I thought, quite well of this like wood piece. So that was not exactly intentional, but it turned out that way, and I thought looked pretty interesting. And because it's this extra fine tip, I did find myself almost going for this lithograph style look. And just as I was, trying to create these little lines to indicate, it's different than using a brush, because a brush has lots of little hairs on it that kind of move the material. This is just one thin mark that you're making. So it does, to me, it has that bit of lithography kind of esque look to it. I don't know. What do you think? But I'm using different colors to make it interesting, to help give it some depth and just make it look a little more realistic too, true to the reference image that I was using. So just having a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I thought this was kind of cute. You can see the hole at the top is where it will be hanging. So it's actually kind of like a cat looking from a side view, not poking its head straight up, but maybe around the corner, like around a wall or something like that. So it's kind of fun. You'll see in the end how that works. So I wanted to make the ears a little bit more of a warm kind of tone, something that didn't match the wood background too closely. So I just need a little more warmth in those tones. So I'm just adding that bit in. And so I found that some of the colors are more opaque than others. And I didn't test out every single color, but just these ones that I was using for the project. I will add more colors when I'm doing the background, that kind of thing. So I decided to, once I added that warmth, to go back on top because it did, I needed those highlights to be a little more prominent. And then just going in with that kind of darker brown. It's kind of a reddish brown that's kind of muted, which was perfect for what I wanted it for. So you're just finding the right colors. So I'm just prepping some colors. I'm going to get some white so I can do the little highlights, the eye. And just dabbing a little more color. Sometimes you just need to kind of dab a little more color on top to get its full like opaqueness or usage of that particular color, I think. May not be as opaque as a gesso type of thing. And then I'm just going around the eyes with the black to make sure that the shape is something I'm happy with. And I'm going in, making them look a little more similar. They're a little too different. It's okay to have some difference between one eye and another, but if you kind of just look back and see if something's bothering you, then you kind of just need to step in and fix that. And then you keep going, look back, come back in, see if it's looking as you want it to look, looking right, that sort of thing. Then I added my name in there as well. It's kind of hidden, but I did add it in at some point as well. So the background is actually, you're going to kind of see, it looks like, is it in a forest? Or is it elsewhere? I did kind of like it like this, but I think I'm happy with how it turned out, adding in these little lights. So I'm adding some color. Maybe you've guessed now, cats tend to like Christmas trees, right? This cat does like Christmas trees. So that's what I did, is made the background kind of indicating that it's in near a Christmas tree, or maybe it's hiding in the Christmas tree. That's kind of the theme of it. So that's what I went with, adding some little lights, adding a little brightness to it, and adding a bit of that yellow from the eye. I think kind of made it a little more cohesive all together, which was fun. And I'm going in with other greens to give those branches of the tree just a little more depth to them. That's actually when I added my name. I made it so almost invisible. I do a little initial. That's really all I do, because on these I can write on the back. So I make sure that the hole is at the top when I'm writing on the back. So I'm just writing a message to the recipient. These are number 3 micron pens. You can see it's focusing in on that indication, which is fine. This is a personal message, so it's okay if you don't read it. It's a gift for somebody. If this person watches this video before they receive this gift, then it's not a surprise, but perhaps they'll enjoy the fact that I made this and made it part of my YouTube channel as well. I don't know, hopefully. So I'm just signing the back. Sometimes I'll put my website, that sort of thing, but if it's just a gift for a friend that I've made specific for them, I don't need to do that. I like how quickly these pens have dried, so that's been really nice. They've been really good to work with. I had a lot of fun using it for this project. And now I'm just going to take some twine that I've already pre-tied these. I did a bunch of them with the number of blank wood pieces that I have. Then you just pinch the end with the loop, slide it through from the front or back. It's your choice. I'm going through the front. Kind of squish it through, pinch it through, pull out the other side, and loop the front through the back loop, and then pull tight. You can also put a bead, that sort of thing I've seen is really cute. And there you have it. Made mostly with the acrylic paint pens from Artistro. What do you guys think of this little project? Kind of fun, right? Could be a Christmas ornament, could be just something you hang up. We shall see. So I'm just showing another angle here. Another idea could be to add some gloss or glitter, especially if it is a Christmas ornament. I always like adding glitter to those ornaments. That's Christmas time, right? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more of this fun action. We will see you next time. Thanks for being here.